percent can also be written as fractions. So let's have a look at how we do this. It's actually quite simple. If you've missed any previous lectures and you'd like to join us and understand the material we've already covered, then press subscribe below so that you can become part of the team and you can follow my daily lectures. Right, so now we have here 75%. So we want to convert it now to a fraction. So how do we do this? Well, we know 75% is the same as 75 over 100. We've learned that already. So that's already how we're going to start with our converting to our fraction. There it is. And then we know that with fractions, we always have to reduce and simplify. So let's take it down to the lowest we can by dividing the numerator and the denominator by the greatest common factor. And we find that as 25. And then we end up with 3/4. Okay. So it's simple if you just stick to the rules and you always reduce down to the lowest that you can go, hopefully to prime numbers. Let's look at another example. Here's 180%. So this is actually quite a large percent. It's going to be an improper fraction when we write it because it'll be 180 over 100. But that's not a problem. We're still going to divide it by greatest common factor on numerator and denominator. So let's have a look. We find that is 20. And now we end up with 9 over 5. And you can leave your answer as an improper fraction. There's nothing wrong with that. So actually, in short, 180%, when you're converting to a fraction, is the same as 9 over 5. Okay. Let's look at 46 2/3 of a percent. So we first write it as a percent fraction-wise, which is always over 100. And you can keep your 46 2/3 on the top. It looks strange, but there's nothing mathematically wrong with what you've done now. So now we have it in our fraction format, but we need to simplify it. And in this particular case, because this is a mixed number, we need to just go and expand it a little bit and just simplify it. So let's go do the next step. The next step would be to make that into an improper fraction. So there it is there. And then this divide is this line over here. There it is there. And then our 100 over 1, which is that over there. Okay. So you can see it's now quite simple. We simply just have to use our rules to solve. The first thing would be to change that to a times and to invert that because that's according to our fraction rules. That's our next step. Here we're going to have it then. And then we're going to end up with 140 over 300. So there's our fraction from this percent. But the final step is we still have to simplify. So we simplify it by using greatest common factors and we end up with 7 over 13. So in short, 46 2/3% when you convert it to a fraction is actually 7 over 13. Okay, let's do one more. We have 8.5%. We're going to convert it. Let me first do this step only. Let me not reveal the next step yet. First, it's going to be written as a fraction over 100 because of our percent sign there. And this is 100% the way that we do it. We put our mixed number on top and our percent or 100 at the bottom. Okay, now the next step would be you're going to convert that into a mixed number. This line here is the divide line, and that is 100 over 1. Okay, so we've expanded it out like that, and then we simply just solve it and simplify. So we're going to now take the divide, convert it into a multiply, inverse, and then we solve it. Okay, those are our rules. We know those from junior school. Okay, so now we're going to end up with 17 over 1, 17 times 1, which is 17, over 2 times 100, which is 200. And you will notice 17 is actually a prime number. So that means we can't reduce any further, unless 17 can go into 200. I haven't tried that, but I don't think so. Let's leave it in that format. And so basically you can say, fine, in short, 8.5%, when you convert it to a fraction, is 17 over 200. Right. Got a better understanding on it, and we'll move on to the next lecture tomorrow, and as we're working through our percents playlist, a decimal, fraction, and percent conversions. See you tomorrow.